Yo, what's up, guys? I hired 7-year-olds to write my stand-up comedy by Max Fosh. Sorry about that mispronunciation. I wonder how good the jokes will be.
This is me about to perform on stage at one of London's most respected comedy nights. Alongside some of the most famous comedians in the country, but all my jokes have been
I don't
written
know
by
them, but
7-year-olds.
You have a smelly jumper.
And it's safe to say, it was a tough gig.
I think that's as low as it gets.
But why am I putting myself
that
through
will
this?
be a lot
Well,
of fun.
a couple of years
this
ago, I
video.
toured my first ever stand-up show around the country.
Hello, London Palladium!
This year, I'm going back on tour and I'm feeling a bit nervous about it. So I reached out to brilliant stand-up comic and good friend Ian Sterling to help me get over my nerves. Little did I know that what Ian had in store for me was going to be one of the most terrifying nights of my life. No. I'm getting back on stage after 2 years and I'm worried about it. So I've come to the house of comic legend, voice of Love Island,
The Islanders are comparing themselves to animals.
and all-round funny man Ian Sterling. You leave tomorrow, don't you?
I start the show tomorrow, yeah.
Where can people get tickets?
Oh, www.
Ian could see I was bricking it, so he tried to ease my nerves with some horror stories of his own.
And he goes to introduce me, but he forgets my name. So he just goes, "Welcome to the stage, a boy." They start chanting, "The boy, the boy." You know, it can't get any worse than this. That gets rid of your fear instantly.
Getting rid of my fear. Now that sounds like something I could do with.
I suppose there would be like a shortcut where you just do something that's like an absolutely terrible idea on stage. Then a normal gig would seem like easy, right?
Would you be able to do that for me?
I've got something in mind. Just do as I say, and you'll never worry about doing stand-up comedy again in your entire life.
Thanks,
Is
Ian.
it
Although I
his
wasn't
idea?
thanking him a few days later. Ian's got me a gig in a couple of days, and he sent me an address where he said I was going to get some help from some writers, which I didn't know that's what we were doing, but I mean, we can do that nonetheless. But there is a distinct reason why I'm not showing you where the address is, because the address is a school. Why has he sent me to a school? This required some serious explanation. Mr. Sterling, why am I outside a school?
Because I just thought, do you know who's funny? Kids.
No, kids are funny to other kids.
I think kids hilarious, man.
So these are my writers.
A bunch of kids, yeah. This is completely out of your comfort zone. This isn't the
that's
sort of
good.
environment you're normally in.
Good
And this is what's
idea.
going to push you to be the best comic you can be. People in London love this sort of thing. Oh, God.
I mean, I did ask him, get me a difficult gig. Right. Let's leave a writer's room with children. I guess Ian was right, and so I decided to make the most of this situation. And hey, if I can perform stand-up comedy with material written by 7-year-olds, anything's possible.
Wow,
So I
such a-
decided to welcome my new
Such a
collaborators into the
small
writing room.
chairs and
Nice to meet you.
desks.
Fantastic, come on in. And we had just 1 hour to come up with comedy gold. How are we all doing tonight, London? Good. My name is
We
Max,
didn't
and in a
really
week's
have
time,
such a
I'm
small
going to be
desks and
performing
stuff.
stand-up comedy in a big comedy club in
Interesting.
London. I am going to need your help today to come up with the funniest things that we can think of. To start with, I thought I'd establish a comedy baseline for the group and ask them for their favourite jokes. Plagiarism is a big thing in the comedy industry, so just make 100% sure these are your jokes. These are your jokes?
Yes.
Yes, okay, fantastic. What's the joke?
What do you call a tooth that's covered in sugar?
I'm not sure. Hit me with a punchline.
A sweet tooth.
Good.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
No need to cry.
For me, it was the delivery then.
My parents will laugh about when I tell them a Hindu joke.
A Hindu joke, okay. I'm not sure I could be making those kinds of jokes. I could see some potential with this gang, so I thought we'd start with the opening joke of the set. In a comedy set, it's all about making a good first impression. So, what are the first things that you think when you see me?
You have a smelly jumper.
I've got a smelly jumper.
You got the same jumper.
Classy guys. Do you dress yourself? No.
You've been the richest person in the world for 7 minutes.
So rich, Daddy will be very happy.
You've got green shoes.
I've got green shoes. It probably would only work if I was wearing green shoes on the night.
Famous.
Famous. Amongst a very small population in the home counties. With first impressions out the way, it was time to get their opinion on some classic comedy subjects. What's your opinion on this? This is airline food.
It looks like my breakfast this morning.
Did you fly to school with Qantas? What's our opinions on this gentleman?
Boris Johnson. He looks very funny and smart.
50% right. We were getting some okay stuff from our comedy subjects. Maybe I was being too restrictive with the parameters of the comedy, and so I just thought I'd open the floodgates, get some blue sky thinking going, and see what they found funny. What makes you laugh?
When my dad tickle me in my armpits in my bed.
Dad, armpit, bed. Fantastic.
Who do you call when lemons are
I don't know.
a lemonade?
Oh, that's good.
Love that.
I was trying to talk to my friend Ava and her sister. He was saying, play schools, play schools, play schools, play schools, play schools, play schools a lot.
Play schools.
Yeah.
Right.
Knock, knock.
Who's that?
Mikey.
Mikey who?
Help me, I'm stuck in the hole.
That is really funny. Bursting with comedy chops in it. We were getting into the groove and I'd unlocked the kids' funny bones. After a few more gags, I had enough for a set. I put it together, did a bit of rehearsing. Who do you call if a lemon gets hurt? Lemonade. And before I knew it, the night of the performance had arrived and I was bricking it. The comedy club is round the corner. This is probably the most uncomfortable I've ever been. It's just such a comedy crowd. It feels so sick. Ian had got me a spot at Always Be Comedy, one of London's most prestigious comedy nights. A place that's known for hosting some of the most
looks
famous
like a
comics in the
nice
UK.
place.
I was, of course, absolutely terrified. Across the road is a date with destiny. But this gig is also known for having the friendliest crowds in London. So if my 7-year-old's jokes would go down well anywhere, it would be here.
Hola. It's basically live at the Apollo to do this tonight.
Why?
Because it's, I didn't realise it was Whittaker.
Josh Whittaker.
Yeah, it was on before you. not joking.
I
Ian
don't know
had just
these
dropped
people.
a bombshell. One of my all-time comedy heroes, Josh Whittaker, would be performing a set directly before mine. And so now this gig was not only going to be incredibly embarrassing, but also had the potential to destroy my comedy reputation forever. I'm just really pissed off at Ian. Some of the best comedians in the country are also on the same bill.
Is he worried about looking silly?
I'm about to go on stage and go, did you hear about the dog who jumped into the water? He was a hot dog.
Good one.
I tried best to calm my nerves, but showtime had arrived.
The comedy's going to start in less than a minute. Are you ready?
And there was no getting out of it now. As I paced backstage, the show started.
How are you guys doing? You good?
It was a classic Always Be Comedy night. Great jokes and a great audience, all enjoying themselves. Someone who wasn't enjoying themselves was me backstage. I was just trying to cram in my final bits of preparation. Why did the chicken cross the road? But I had to remember that I was doing this for a reason.
Hello?
This would make me a better comedian.
Right, here we go. Let's do this. Are we ready? It's Max Forge!
You have a smelly jumper.
I got smelly jumper. Know what you're thinking? Smelly jumper. Hello, my name's Max Fosh, for those who don't know me. I'm rich. I'm famous. And I've got green shoes.
I want to be a watermelon.
What do you call a melon that jumps in water? Watermelon. With the opening jokes not hitting quite like they did in the classroom, it was time to get political. I'm Boris Johnson. He's got the hair. He's always so grumpy. He's got that big blazer. What a businessman. It seems that the kids' political observations weren't as astute as I first thought, so time to bring out the big guns. Who'd you call if a lemon gets hurt? Lemonade. Nope. No love for prop comedy either. Let's hope that Winnie's knock-knock joke cracks the audience up as much as it did me. Knock-knock. Mikey. Help me, I'm stuck in the hole. How about Alexia's? Knock-knock. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Knock-knock.
Knock, knock.
Knock-knock. Let me in already! Damn, armpits, neck fixer, you've got to imagine that you're at home, in bed, tucked up, and I'm your dad. Now, at this moment, as I reach forward to tickle an audience member in front of my comedy heroes because a 7-year-old told me it was funny, it's extremely difficult to express just how embarrassing this experience was for me. You guys have been amazing. I hadn't, but I think I'd inflicted enough pain on these lovely, lovely people for one evening, so I thought I'd wrap it up. One last story. So I was in the playground with my friend Ava, kept on saying, play schools, play schools, play schools, play schools, play schools. Get the hands of play schools, play
Man,
schools,
why nobody
play
laughed?
schools, play schools. Thank you very much for being Max Morris. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Cheers. I'd done it. I'd done the most embarrassing gig I'd ever have to do in my life, and I'd survived. All that was left to do was for Ian to give the audience what they'd actually come for. Funny jokes. But after his set, I was able to confront the man behind it all.
It went as well as we could have expected, right?
That was brutal.
When you kept on saying knock knock at that person, that's like, this guy's lost his mind. You've done exactly what you meant to do. You want to get inside your comfort zone and you absolutely did it.
Can I have a tea?
Not in a million years.
Oh,
Your mama.
alright,
So
sudden ending, alright. But yeah, I have water jokes, honestly. Be sure to check out the original. What did you think about the jokes? Honestly, some of them are very pretty funny, and if I was in the podium, or however you call it, if I was between the people, I would laugh at some of them, honestly, but the people didn't really like them. What a shame. Check out the original in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.